Young world. So I'm sitting here thinking about this whole Irv Gotti DMX situation. Irv Gotti comes out, does a video, you know what I'm saying, talking about how I guess he said DMX's family. He got the word, the official word, or whatever the case may be, that DMX officially died smoking crack that was laced with fentanyl. So once he said it, I made a video earlier, and because you got to think, when shady stuff happens, they throw a credible joker in front of it to convince you that that's what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So once I heard him like, oh, he said it. Plus, you never heard the family come out and go against the narrative. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not trying to sit here and say nothing crazy. I'm not trying to say nothing about DMX's family or none of that. But just say one person that's close to him. It only takes one person that's close to him to make something like this happen. Because you got to think who has the most to gain by this. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know why Irv Gotti would just come out and say that like that. Like he didn't say the family told me to say that. He didn't say like it just still don't seem right because you got to understand the people who have the most to gain. I'm sure Irv Gotti still got some type of royalty. I'm sure he got some type of connection to DMX's music. You know what I'm saying? To profit off DMX's music. Cause this whole fentanyl thing, I'm just sitting there thinking. I'm like, yo, like I haven't been in the streets in a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I've been out there, but I was in the streets for a long goddamn time. I grew up around crack my whole goddamn life. I have never ever heard of crack being mixed with no goddamn fentanyl. Maybe they do that now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the streets is different. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've been out in the streets. Things change, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never in my life heard of no goddamn crack being mixed with no goddamn fentanyl in my goddamn life. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if that could be something new. Like I said, I don't know if that's something people do now. Of course, you could mix it with coke. It's a powder substance. You put it with powder. Of course, that can. But to put crack, fentanyl, I'm sitting there thinking I ain't never heard of that before. Like I literally have never heard of that before. People mix fentanyl with dope, maybe crystal meth. You know what I'm saying? I guess maybe even coke. But even then, to even mix it with coke, it's a different type of drug. It's a different type of high. Miss Green Eyes, what's not true? That people mix fentanyl with crack? That's what you're gonna tell me? And if it is, that got to be something brand new because I ain't never heard of that before in my life. Not one time ever. I ain't never heard nobody having no fentanyl mixed with no damn crack. Especially like if you're gonna have fentanyl mixed with crack, it's gonna have to be Ready Rock. It's not even gonna be no base because once you cook crack all the way, if you making base, you know what I'm saying, crack for real, everything in it is cooking out of it. Ain't nothing coming back except crack. That's it. Cooked up cocaine. You're not getting nothing back out of it. You melt that down to the oil. Anything that's going to be in it is not going to be. Ain't going to be no fentanyl in there if it's in it to begin with. But it don't mean people smoke different types of crack. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people smoke Ready Rock. It'd be some people call crack Ready Rock too, but that's more or less when people try to stretch it out and they got stuff mixed in it. You know what I'm saying? You let the crack once it's cooked up, you take it off early, so whatever you throw in there gets hard with it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stretch it out, turn 10 into 20 or 10 into 15, stuff like that. Jokers be doing in the street. That's Ready Rock. That's when you have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can call some Ready Rock, whatever, but it's not bass. That's what I'm saying. It's not crack bass. That's all. That's the point I'm trying to make. When you make bass, ain't nothing gonna stick in there unless you throw it in there on the oil. When it, not even trying to go down that whole route. What I'm trying to say is, I have never heard of nobody mixing no goddamn fentanyl with no goddamn crack in my goddamn life. Maybe it's new. I ain't never heard of it. It's possible. Now, if they said the Joker sniffed coke and had fentanyl on it, that's more believable. You know what I'm saying? And that's the second thing I'm getting to, Michelle Robinson. How do Irv Gotti know the real truth? And who's giving him this information to come out? Why is he the spokesperson for it? You know what I'm saying? Why they put Irv Gotti out here to put this information out? Why is he the one that's being chosen to be the goddamn spokesperson for this? Does he have something to gain? You know what I'm saying? And as I go down this little rabbit hole, like if I totally am in the wrong and it totally don't make no sense, then I totally would apologize to participate in parties. You know what I'm saying? Not participating, but parties involved that could be affected. But I have a hard time believing anything that comes from anybody in the industry. People like Irv Gotti and them are in a perfect position to need something to happen for them. You know what I'm saying? Irv Gotti ain't been popping in a long time. And I'm not even sitting there saying that, you know what I'm saying? He said, speak the truth. Why not? Won't they let DMX rest in peace? You probably meant DMX. And that's the other thing. Why now? Because when the narrative came out about the overdose, a lot of people, including myself, jumped up and said, "Hope, I ain't never heard of a Joker overdosing off crack in my goddamn life. I knew people that smoked crack my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never. I said I may have seen one that had a heart problem and the heart burst or something, but I know people who literally been smoking crack since I've been a child. You know what I'm saying? And they still smoke crack to this day. Still. And will still do 100 push-ups if you dangle a crack rock down on the floor and tell them to do it with no problem. Or throw it on top of a building. They can run up the side of the goddamn building like Spider-Man to get some crack after smoking for 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? So that along with what's the girl Jaguar Wright said that she has documentation, which we don't know if it's true or not. That could also be some BS or whatever. But she said she has documentation that doctors that weren't from the hospital was working on DMX after they went in there and seen him. That's when he died. You know what I'm saying? She was on a live with a friend that works in the hospital. He was saying that anytime you have doctors come to a different hospital that don't belong there, they gotta log in. No matter whose doctors they are, no matter where they come from, no matter who requested them, they have to log in on the paper so people know exactly who they are. And there's no record of these doctors logging in to go see DMX. Then he dies after that. You know what I'm saying? So that's suspicious. If that's true, that's extremely suspicious. But think about who has the most to gain from DMX passing. DMX is the perfect candidate for something like this to happen because he hasn't been popping for a long time. But he's also one of them people that you know when he dies, his stuff's going to take off. And he had a album waiting to come out, which only leads to more. You know what I'm saying? More profit for whoever's sitting there waiting to gain the profits off that. But that's even going to give more to the album's going to come out, the new one. People going to be listening to that, trying to piece stuff together, some profiteers, like all type of stuff. And he got old stuff that's selling out like crazy, of course. You know what I'm saying? And hit the goddamn like button if you up in there. Don't just pass through. Hit the like button. Let yourself be known. God damn it. But I don't know, man. It's just like when they threw Obama out there at first. I started going down the road I was on with the whole conspiracy stuff before Obama. Then they threw Obama out there, and for a minute they had me like, oh, they got a black man. It threw me off the whole, you know what I'm saying, course of the whole truth seeking stuff. And then one day I woke up like a couple weeks later, like, hold up, something ain't right. They throw credible people out there who you think are credible to throw you off course. That's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? So of course we see Irv come out here and say that. We're gonna be like, oh, that's Irv Gotti. He's the one that brought DMX out. That's, you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna automatically take it as face value because this is Irv Gotti saying. But I never had trusted Irv Gotti anyway. Irv Gotti always been weird to me. Got several videos of Irv Gotti. I think I took them down. Took a lot of videos down. But I don't trust Irv Gotti. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if I'm wrong, then I would feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I apologize to the people that could be affected if I'm just some joker on the internet with some crazy theory. You know what I mean? Yep, Prince, Bernie Mac, Miss Green Eyes. And the other thing about Prince on the Drink Champs interview, he was talking about Prince recently. DMX and somebody else was talking about Prince. Oh yeah, Nas and DMX both said that they both met with when they met with Prince. Yeah, Abraham D. That's another thing. The Vacation Nation. I don't even want to say the goddamn word. Cause yeah, that's the other thing they try to say. They discovered that he had the CV when he went there, so they put him on a ventilator because of that. But you're not just going to discover he got CV immediately and put him on a ventilator immediately because he's there not due to complications of that. If they saying it was an overdose, so how's that even make you don't just show up and need a ventilator just because you know you got it, you would already had know you needed it before you got there because you would already be messed up. So that would make sense minus the drug overdose. But throwing a drug overdose in it, it doesn't add up. So like I was gonna say, goddamn. Oh yeah, DMX and Nas both said when he was on Drink Champs, they both said that Prince was like talking to them about getting a masters. This is way back before the masters thing even just became something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Nas said that like a year ago, if or not or more, a year or two ago maybe. DMX had said it the other day when he was on Drink Champs, and Prince was on that then. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden information is just starting to leak out about how after 30 years, after a certain amount of time passes, artists can go ask for to get their masters back. I guess they gotta file paperwork and stuff like that. But that was never known before. I never heard that until just a couple months ago. The first time I heard somebody say that artists just started realizing that after 30 years, you know what I'm saying, you can go reapply to get your masters back. So that's weird because Michael Jackson, Prince, DMX, and countless others, Whitney Houston, people have died around 20, 30 years after they first was popping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Michael Jackson probably owned his stuff. I don't know for sure though. I don't even remember the situation with Michael Jackson, but it wouldn't be far fetched for them to think like they like yeah, let's get them out the picture before they can even get to the point where they can get their stuff back. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I just sitting here thinking about this whole Irv Gotti crack fentanyl situation. I don't unless it's different, unless the streets change. And hit the goddamn like button if you up in here looking around like a creep. Don't be creepy. Hit the goddamn button. Stop fronting. It don't cost you nothing. But unless the streets changed and they just started putting fentanyl and crack, I ain't never seen a Joker in my goddamn life. You know what I'm saying? Entire life put fentanyl and no goddamn crack cocaine ever in my life. I never even heard of that before. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is. I'm not saying it's not. A little joker like me hasn't been in the streets in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Things change, tactics change. Maybe one day a joker said, "Look, I'm gonna throw this fentanyl on this crack, see what happens." Did something with it. It did it, and then it's done. And maybe that became a thing. I don't know. But even then, how would they know that quick? We ain't seen no autopsy report come out yet. I ain't saying it's not out. Maybe they got it and didn't put it to the public yet. But they were saying OD from the very door. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, even if it was an OD from the door, RJ Renee, how you doing? I appreciate it. Even if it was an OD from the very door, like I said on a different video, whose family member is going to put that information out right away like that? It wouldn't matter if they call him with a needle in his arm or a pipe in his hand. Your family's not going to let you get found by the ambulance like that if they can help it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to just be like, oh yeah, he died from an OD. They're not going to be the one to put that out, even if it is true. And if the family didn't put that out right away, what official put it out without there being no autopsy? Because that would be kind of like, I don't know if it's illegal or not, but that would be fraudulent information. And hit the goddamn like button, goddamn it, again. You know what I'm saying? There's like a couple people in here. Hit the like button, stop fronting. But so it still don't add up for me. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, tomorrow is they say they putting fentanyl on the street drugs right now. They've been putting fentanyl on like dope and stuff. I've been hearing about fentanyl for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? So the whole story sounds sketchy. Michelle Robson said it definitely does. Where I'm at in Pennsylvania, there's been so many overdoses at one point, like starting like 2 years ago. I forget it was like a record number of over people was dying out here left and right. Dope heads dropping dead just all over the place. Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, people was just dropping dead non-stop everywhere off dope because they had the fentanyl. They say a Joker got only put like a pen nail full of fentanyl to OD, like not even the size of your pinky fingernail to OD off fentanyl. Alexander and I actually think the real DMX been dead. I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna go. That, I ain't gonna get that far into it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go way to that right now. I ain't gonna go into all the extra spooky stuff. I'm gonna keep it on surface as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too deep dark into a rabbit hole. But fentanyl has been out for a minute now. Like I said, I never heard nobody putting it in crack. They've been putting it in dope. They've been killing people left and right. So, but is it possible? I guess anything's possible. Like I said, I don't know how they cook up crack nowadays. I guess a Joker could do it if he wanted to, but and even then, it's not going into your bloodstream through to OD off it. It's very hard to OD off smoking anything. Like before you OD off smoking anything, you'll end up with like a mental problem. Like you know what I'm saying? You'll end up in the crazy house. You lose your mind, like something like that. But it's possible you could have a heart problem. So I don't know, man. For me, I'm calling this either Alpha Asiatic was good. I'm calling this either complications of the I don't want to say the word. You know what I'm saying? The v, and they're not saying that, or maybe it was some laced drugs that somebody gave him intentionally. You know what I'm saying? Intentionally. And everybody who got the most, he just remember what yeah, exactly. Alpha AG had complications of that. You said before he died, Michael had just got his master's. That's what happened. Michael got his master's before he died. They wasn't letting him get away with that. What was I about to say on what he say on something about I was about to say about drink champs. I lost my train of thought. But I don't know, man. I'm not feeling this. I'm not buying it. I'm not feeling how. Oh yeah, on drink. This is what he said on Drink Champs. He just signed back to Def Jam. He just went back to a label. That's the other shady thing about it. The Joker just sat there and said he went back to Def Jam like a month ago, and all of a sudden this happens. He was just on the versus battle. You know what I'm saying? He had him on versus, got him back into the spotlight, got him used to being back. You know what I'm saying? Got That's the easy way to get him trapped back into that mind state. So it wouldn't be far fetched for people to say that he was doing some type of drug. But on Drink Champs, he didn't look like he was. He looked healthy to me. You know what I'm saying? Maul was good. He looked healthy to me. He didn't look like he doing no drugs to me. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. But I'm not feeling Irv Gotti. I never really was feeling Irv Gotti. Like I said, I have other videos. I'm not just coming up with this now. I have other videos talking about Irv Gotti, like when he was on Drink Champs himself. But I'm not gonna turn this into an Irv Gotti bashing session. I just don't trust the Joker. He always been sketchy to me. I like Chris Gotti, his brother. You know what I'm saying? Irv always been weird to me. But yeah, me too. RJ Renee, Alpha Ajax said he took the OV. Irv Gotti been he bought people in. He's in all in the mix of all that. The whole Def Jam thing. Other names I ain't gonna say because other people will run this platform right here now, so we ain't gonna get into all that. But yeah, on the Drink Champs, I kept sitting there thinking like, why are they giving this boy drinks? You know what I'm saying? You know he's a serious addict. Why would you lure him in to giving him drinks? And I'm not gonna sit there and say that Nori was doing it intentionally or doing it with bad intent. I'm saying, but we all know DMX has a real drug problem. You know what I mean? Yeah, Irv is do anything right now for clout. Like he will do anything because when he first reemerged, him and Ja Rule, he was on what was flat platform was I forget talking about the whole. You know what I'm saying? How they fell off and the whole thing with 50 Cent and all this type of stuff. He was kind of pretty much saying 50 Cent helped shut them down, giving them props. Then after nothing, he didn't get no traction for that. A few months later, he comes back on a different platform saying, "Oh, 50 had nothing to do with it. People didn't see what's going on behind the scenes and da 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 da." He just, like you said, clout chasing, switching this up stuff for clout. But it is a fact, though. I will say this much: Murder Inc., um, Rap a Lot, Jay Prince, Rap a Lot Records, and Suge Knight definitely was about to do the distribution, the black distribution. You know what I'm saying? And they, of course, they say Jay Z is the one that went back and told everybody Leo Cohen and them that was going on, and Jimmy Iovine and them. That's how the trouble came because he went back and followed the plan. So people say that's how Jay Z got where he's at, which is whatever, you know what I'm saying, could be possible or not. But they was definitely about to do the black distribution. So for that reason, Irv Gotti and them got took down because they said, look, we not letting you Negroes come in here and take control of this. We got control of this. User where user at, we're gonna be where we gonna be at, and that's all y'all gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And since then, you have never seen no black distribution come out still. You know what I'm saying? Denise Malin, yes, Irv is definitely a sketchy character. You know, he has always been a sketchy character. You know what I'm saying? All the time. So look into Terrence Clark. Who's Terrence Clark? Alpha Asiatic. I never heard of Terrence Clark before. Oh, and another thing too, I seen with the Black Rob situation. Cal Dawson, Black Rob's manager. You know what I'm saying? Cal Dawson's an old time player, person from the industry, from the streets and from the industry. Knows all the people. He's from Queens. Knows all the people in the game, especially from back then. He just linked back up with Black Rob. You know what I'm saying? Before Black Rob died, said he had some shows, had Black Rob booked for some shows and stuff like that. When he said it, this is on Uncensored podcast, Hip Hop Uncensored. He said he had Black Rob booked for shows, and you got all the stuff. You got sick. You did Then he said the dude Mark Curry came out. That was I don't remember this Mark Curry character. I keep hearing his name. It's not the comic. It's not the comedian. It's the person that used to be in Bad Boy. Have you watched that video, RJ? He was talking about how the Mark Curry character showed up acting like he was trying to help Black Rob, but in a roundabout way, he almost kind of Cal Dawson almost kind of was saying like Mark Curry you know what I'm saying, suspicious. Michelle Roach said he was looking healthy. I don't know about Black Rob. Was the only video I seen of Black Rob in a long time was when the Joker was in the hospital talking about DMX, and the Joker looked bad. I ain't gonna lie, he looked like he was ready to go at any minute on that video. But I didn't see him before that in like years, so I don't know the kind of condition he was in. But he said Cal Dawson said this Mark Curry character comes out of nowhere, ain't been around in a minute, acting like he been down with Black Rob for a minute, but he wasn't. He said he supposed to have took him to a certain hospital, which he didn't, or a certain area, or something along the lines of the whole hospital thing was sketchy about how he tried to act like he took him to a hospital. Yeah, didn't get him there. RJ Renee said his beneficiary to go from me. He said he switched up the beneficiary on Cal Dawson. You know what I'm saying? At the last minute, Black Rob's GoFundMe to try to get him help and stuff like that, and kind of cut Cal Dawson out the picture. And Cal Dawson was the one that had been working with Black Rob lately, getting them shows. He said he got 3 shows booked right now that he got to give deposits back for. He said he had to do a show tomorrow. Matter of fact, in Detroit, he would have had a show the 24th, and like 2 other shows he had booked for Black Rob. You know what I'm saying? So there's Mark. Yo, it's you gotta understand. It's like the game now is about sign a rapper off the Joker, get the money. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's going on. And then you got the thing with like King Vaughn's manager dude. The what's his name? Track 100 or whatever. Sketchy dudes, man. Like weird stuff. Like he did an interview on. First he was on. I seen him on AK-47 King AK-47 podcast. Then I seen him on the White Dudes podcast. I forget it. 1090 Jake. That looks sketchy. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that look. Cause then somebody, it might have even been, who was it? Might have even been damn, who the hell was it? Coffee and Kush. Kevro. He said he discovered that the Joker's is part ownership of the Get Back Gang records. What was King Vaughn's thing? Some weird thing with that. So not only was it Young Melly, YMN Melly, G Melly, whatever the hell his name was, Melly the one that was locked up for the murder. Then you got King Vaughn and the Joker had partial ownership of the company. You know what I'm saying? Besides his company, their company, King Vaughn's company. So that looks sketchy because they was talking about he was talking to Lil Tim before the situation happened. You know what I'm saying? What's my thoughts on Shock G? That came in threes. Shock. I don't know. Tell you the truth, I don't even know. I didn't even like do no type of gematria or nothing like that. I didn't really look into it at all. I just heard about it last night or was it the night before, whatever it was. But it is weird that he was just found in a hotel. They said in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? They said no foul play. Did he get the thing? You know what I'm saying? The jab or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Did he get that? I don't know. If there's nothing weird with that, it would only have to sound like either complications of the, you know what I'm saying, the thing, or drugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I didn't look into it, but so I ain't gonna sit there because I haven't heard nothing about him in a minute. I didn't do no gematria on it. I don't like the numbers and stuff like that. So I don't even know. But it comes in threes, like they said, and this is like the deadliest month for rappers that didn't die from getting murdered since as far as I could remember. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's been a lot of rappers getting killed, but this is as far as like besides getting shot down with a gun or something like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just weird out here. It's just creepy out here, man. And I got something else coming real soon. Something totally different than this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm working on it right now. This website. It's about jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's about how people are getting beat in the workforce. I'm not going to get into it too much right now, but it's a site I'm working on right now. And we're going to take over, man, because look, we had enough of these big companies and these big jobs, you know what I'm saying? Slaving people, working them to death. So three legend dies right after Prince Phillips. Yeah, that too. That's another thing to keep in mind. And I did a video about Prince Phillips. He was the Earl of Manali, whatever the name of the place was. You know what I'm saying? DMX is the Earl of Yonkers. His name is Earl. The Prince Philip is the Earl of, and they got the same exact matching gematria, same exact numbers. Earl of Yonkers and Earl of whatever the hell the name of that place was had about 5 or 6 exact matching numbers. You know what I'm saying? And as evil as he, let me not even go say too much because they'll don't cut the live off. But the rumors about that dude, it would make sense that they would have to send up genuine energy at the same time with him for him to try to piggyback off of, for his spirit to piggyback off of. You know what I'm saying? Because as dark as they say this Prince Philip dude was, and hit the goddamn like button. God damn it, if you ain't hit it by now yet, goddamn. Oh, you say you meant DMX? Look, oh yeah, DMX. Oh, not Black Rob. Yeah, because I was about to say Black Rob was not. He looked. That's a lot of times the Joker was looking bad, boy. Like he was looking bad. He did. DMX look healthy. Is like I said before. Anybody who knows that somebody get high, you know if they been getting high or not. You know what I'm saying? Anybody know that smoke crack that got themselves together for the time being, temporary, whatever. I can tell if they went back to smoking just from being around them for 10 seconds. You can look at a person that used to get high and tell if the Joker went back to getting high again. It only take a couple goddamn seconds for you to look at somebody and tell. DMX was not getting high before the Drink Champs interview. I could tell you that. I'll bet money on it. You know what I'm saying? I will bet money on it. This guy at TM said, "What about Shock G?" Somebody else was asked about Shock G. I don't know. I didn't even look into nothing. I've been like working and stuff hard. I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing too much lately, man. Like I haven't really been focused on certain stuff. I just been out here trying to get a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? The legal way. You know what I mean? Doing extra stuff. But usually before I would have already been trying to look into the Shock G situation. I didn't even look at it at all. To tell you the truth. But I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know who owns his masters. I don't know the situation with that. But Shock G and them, they was way ahead of their time. You know what I'm saying? He came out with Digital Underground, the Sex Packets. That came out like 30 years ago. That's before anybody was even talking about before we even thought about digital. Excuse me. Nobody was talking about digital back then. Nobody was even thinking about nothing digital. Nothing was digital back then. You know what I'm saying? They came out with that years and years ago. Even before the RZA with Bobby Digital. You know what I'm saying? Digital Underground came out a long time ago. So I don't know, man. But the one thing I will say about Shock G, I will say this: the last interview I seen with him, he definitely was bitter about Tupac. I'll definitely tell you that much because he had a couple weird things to say about Tupac. I can't remember what interview that was on, but I was surprised. I was like, damn, like you can tell he was kind of jealous of the success that Tupac had. You know what I'm saying? Being as though he brought Tupac to the world. He brought Tupac out on I was talking about it yesterday. Somebody came into my video and left a comment. Like the first time you seen Tupac in the movie, if I'm not mistaken, was a movie called Nothing But Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Digital Underground was on there. They did the all around the world the same song on that. They did that song on that movie. You know what I'm saying? But that's when he first saw Tupac, Digital Underground, Shock G and them. But the Joker definitely was had a few bad things to say about Tupac. I won't say he didn't say real bad stuff about him. He just said stuff that wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? And hit yeah, Dan exactly Dan Aykroyd, nothing but trouble. Hit the goddamn like button, goddamn it, if you up in here looking around. You know what I'm saying? Stop fronting. It don't cost you nothing to hit the goddamn button. I seen people leaving and coming, so there's a couple of new people up in here. Hit the goddamn button before you dip. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? Hit the boot and you up out of there. You ain't got to like it. You ain't really got to like it in your heart. You know what I'm saying? You might since you showed up for a minute, hit the goddamn button. But yeah, but Dan Aykroyd and them and maybe John King. I forget who was on that movie. Nothing but trouble. The Jokers are driving. They go to us. This is why I always stop at stop signs to this goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? To make a full stop because of that movie. They were driving down the street. Stopped at a stop sign, did a rolling stop. The cop pulled them over for the rolling stop. Then their whole life went to hell. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always make full stops at stop signs because of watching that movie when I was like 10 years old. But yeah, that's about it. So I don't know, man. In conclusion, the Irv Gotti thing, I'm not feeling it. I thought about it earlier. I made a video after I first heard it. I'm like, oh, Irv Gotti said this. It must be. Then I thought about it. Like, hold up. Why they throwing this Joker out here right now? And if nobody put him up to it, why would he feel like it's cool to come out here right now and say this? Why not wait till at least after the fact? DMX is Memorials tomorrow. Tell you what, I just got my motorcycle back on the road. I ain't drove my motorcycle in like 10 years, like 8 years or something like that. I damn near, and I just got my motorcycle permit today. Matter of fact, I never had it before. I'm damn near ready to drive up, you know what I'm saying, to the memorial tomorrow on my goddamn motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? But I don't got that confidence. Like it's like an hour away, so I don't. I really won't. But I feel like I should. You know what I'm saying? I damn near feeling like I would. Oh, it's the job thing. Oh yeah, good looking Abraham D. I got a site coming out. This is gonna be. Let me just say this quick before I get up out of here. DMX top five dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? Always been on my top five list since day one. DMX, Biggie Smalls, a couple others. You know what I'm saying? Nas. But this is what I'm gonna say about this job thing. I got this job site I'm about to release. I want to work on it a little bit more, do a couple other things to it, but I'm about to release it so people can start subscribing to it. Basically, what this job site is going to be, it's already done. So if somebody try to steal it, I already got the site made. A part of it, the site is done, but I'm going to add more onto it. So don't try to steal it. If you do, it's already done. Copyright it. It's already done. It's going to be a platform to where you can go onto this my site. You can report fraud stuff at jobs because first the main goal of the site is going to be to stage nationwide strikes and or strikes on specific jobs. Like say specific, you work at this company, billions of dollars. I ain't gonna say no names. They got people out here, you know what I'm saying, slaving you all goddamn day, treating you like, you know what I'm saying, shit. There's gonna be a platform to where when enough people get involved with it, if we gonna focus in on a specific company or something like that. We're gonna stage strikes at companies and basically stop whole. Because you gotta understand this. People don't understand. You can shut your job down anywhere you work at right now, no matter who you are, where you work, or what company it is. If enough people in that company say we not going to work tomorrow, then goddamn it, they'll give you whatever the hell you want. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Trust me when I tell you this. Say there's 100 people in a company. 15 people show up trying to raise, you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work. But if 70 or 80 people at that company of 100 say we not coming to work tomorrow unless you give us a $5 raise, they will give you a five goddamn dollar raise. Trust what I'm telling you. So what this site is gonna be, there's gonna be a boots on the ground. So this not gonna be no funded by like the Better Business Bureau, the NAACP type stuff. This ain't gonna be like um, functions of different type of, you know what I'm saying, entities that are there to overrun. No, this is gonna be a boots on the ground, participated by people, everyday average jokers like you and me, who gonna, you know what I'm saying, get on it and hit the goddamn like button. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Especially for this, you know what I'm saying, this job thing I'm about to break down. I ain't gonna get on to it right now because I'm gonna put the site out. I'm gonna make a little video for it. Once this starts circulating, it's gonna be a section on here for you to go on there and report. Like, see, you know how some jobs you be to be a manager there or a supervisor, you know he's a racist. You know what I'm saying? You know he's on some racist type stuff. You know he's on some. It might be a sexist type of thing. It might be a racist type of thing. So, Southern Hood chick, how you doing? Might be a racist thing, but you see this Joker attacking people all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you see people quitting because of this guy's on their back, always singling out certain people, but you can't really prove it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, jobs get away with way too. They got to be held accountable. Is right. There's jobs right now that threaten people all the time. Your job will work you to death and give you a pizza party, and think that that's, you know what I'm saying, some type of accommodation. Jobs will purposely keep you under hours or getting full time hours so you can't be a full time employee. So they don't gotta have full. So they don't gotta have certain type of stuff, paperwork on you to keep you under full time and work you to death like that. There's a lot. Just you, as it goes on, when I put it up, it'll be explained in more detail. But it's gonna be a section. Every city, every state gonna have different sections in every state, different jobs. People be better upload their own content, their own blogs, so we can start calling out certain people at jobs. You know what I'm saying? Certain supervisors, so you can know who to watch out for. But as this is building, you know what I'm saying? The end goal is going to be to where we're going to be able to anywhere, anytime, any day, focus on a certain job, a certain company, whatever, rally and form a strike at any given time. And as the fund builds up, if the fund builds up like I want it to, the fund for the GoFundMe for the site is going to be used to assist people that help strike. You know what I'm saying? If you miss a day at work, stuff like that. Because yo, you gotta understand, you got people like Jeff. Like, I don't want to say certain names. I work at certain places. I do certain stuff, so I don't want to single certain people out. But look, you got billionaires out here making $100 goddamn billion a year. They can literally take $10 billion out of their pocket for the year that they made, give everybody in their goddamn company a $5 raise, and it wouldn't affect their life one goddamn bit. So instead of the Joker making $100 billion this year, he might only make 75 billion or $80 billion, and that's way more than enough money that a person needs. You know what I'm saying? To have a safe, a healthy, wholesome goddamn lifestyle. So that's gonna be the goal. It sounds far fetched. It sounds like some David against Goliath type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know, people are tired of being treated. Because you go on Indeed, these job sites, it's not a coincidence that all these jobs where I live at, the Lehigh Valley, Allentown, Bethlehem, Eastern area, Pennsylvania, there's 1,000 jobs around here. One thing we do have around here is more industrial complex warehouse areas than most places in the country. There's an industrial everywhere you go. There's like warehouses every goddamn where around here. They took over warehouses. So there's 1,000. You go into the Indeed website, you'll see 1,000 jobs. It's no coincidence that all these jobs on there are only paying between a certain amount of money, between $13 and $19 on average. The average is about $16. We'll say this is the average. Why is that? Out of 1,000 goddamn jobs, that's called collusion. That's what that is. That's called keep people in a certain spot because we don't got to give them no more. Because if we all agree to give these jokers only this, they have to take it because what else are they going to do? That's what that is. So now we're going to flip the script and say, look, we're not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? We're going to organize. If you one of these companies acting like that, we'll all just won't go to work for the next week. You know what I'm saying? We won't go to work for the next week, and everybody's catching on to this idea as it goes. If everybody's catching on to it, you're not going to be able to fire us and just hire somebody else because the whole working class now is on this shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole working class people are now on this idea, on this concept. So you're not just gonna be able to fire us or go hire somebody else because the people you're gonna have to hire, they're gonna be waiting saying the same thing. You're gonna have to give us more money, or we not coming to work either. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to the point at some point where you're like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's like, what do people really got to lose? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm tired of seeing people, rich people, get and the wealth gap is getting even more than it was before. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I didn't really. This wasn't really about the site I got coming out, this job site thing. But that's what it is, man. The site's gonna be out soon. I'm trying to organize people, the average everyday people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take over this goddamn job site, job markets. We're gonna step up in there like, look, we had enough of this goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? We want some goddamn money. We tired of you jokers. Like one of my jobs I do, you know what I'm saying, delivering packages. You go to these neighborhoods, these rich ass people, you know what I'm saying? And you be thinking, like I be in Hamburg, Pennsylvania a lot sometimes. That's out like half hour from Allentown. You know what I'm saying? The Boondocks. Got like a little town, but then it got outskirts. You go to these towns and these in the Poconos. I be in the Poconos too in Pennsylvania. You go to these towns, you see people with acres and acres and acres of goddamn land. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff they got, and you can know it's been there for a long time. So a lot of these people that got this stuff, they didn't get it on their own. This ain't the shit. This ain't the stuff that they earned. This is stuff that's been passed down to them for years and years and goddamn years. That's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence. Like it's just I don't know, man. You got to. I guess you got to see it to actually understand what I'm talking about. All I know is that something got to give, something got to change. You know what I'm saying? Because sitting around asking for people stuff over and over ain't gonna change nothing. You can sit here and beg your job. You leave your job, they replace you tomorrow. This is how it is. They don't care, but you'll be replaced in a heartbeat. But we're gonna have to change that. We're gonna have to have it to where the workforce can't be replaced because everybody gonna be on the same thing. None of us ain't gonna go to work then. You know what I'm saying? You want to act like that, nobody will come up here. You know what I'm saying? And it's as simple as that. It sounds like a far-fetched concept, but it's a simple thing. But like I said, on the site, it'll be more broken down. I got it started up, but I'm gonna have somebody just redevelop it. But in the meantime, yeah, hit the goddamn like button. Stop fronting. It don't cost you nothing to hit the button. I'm about to get up out of there. But that's it, man. So everybody be safe. Shout out to everybody that came through. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of morphed into a whole different conversation. It was about the Irv Gotti type stuff. Then we went over to Black Rob a little bit. Hit up on Prince and Michael Jackson a little bit. Shock G, a little something. You know what I'm saying? Then we came to this job stuff, this site I got coming out. Like I said, Joker, don't try to steal my idea. It's already a done deal. You know what I'm saying? It's already a finished site. It's already done. But I'm telling you, people got to stop being weak. People got to you got to start seeing value in your goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? You got to start seeing yourself as just more than just showing up to work for pennies for somebody. All these people getting this goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? You're damn right he is who is what. People got to, because the thing with me is I go to these jobs, some of these jobs I work at, and you know what I'm saying? I grew up how I grew up. I wasn't in the workforce my whole life. So a person like me, when I went to the workforce, I'm looking at this thing from a different point of view. And I noticed that there's people there that are used to doing that. You know what I'm saying? And they're cool doing that. They're used to somebody treating them like shit. You know what I'm saying? And just they're just used to that. And then throw a joker a pizza party at the end of the week. They're happy with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy. Like you gotta start looking into yourself and see more value in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Showing up to break your back for somebody for $15, $16 an hour. You know what I'm saying? $13 an hour, and wondering why you can't get ahead. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, if you work for one of these, especially these major companies, these $1 billion companies, they can give you a $5. They can give everybody in the whole company, everybody that works for the company in the whole goddamn country, a $5 raise, and it still wouldn't affect their goddamn pocket. You know what I'm saying? Trust when I tell you. Even if it got to come out the CEO's pocket himself, if the Joker making $20 billion a year, he can make 15 or 10 and still be living great. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? you can sit back, you can not feel like it's a good idea, whatever, get involved with it. But as it goes and Joker start getting involved in it, and it start taking off, you're gonna want to be part of this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be beneficial for everybody. You know what I mean? It's gonna be beneficial for everybody who gets involved with this. It's called jobswhorobyou.com. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't want to put it out because there's a couple things on the site. It's not really up and running yet, so don't really go there yet. That's why I'm not really advertising it. But it is up. I got to get the subscription part done. I got to get a lot more to it done. I just made a sample thing of it. But in the meantime, it won't hurt for people to know what it is. So get ready for that. If that's what's going to come, we're going to take over this workforce on some Jimmy Hoffa type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Except like a localized union or like a what do you call it? One of these government type of assistance programs. It's not going to be that. This is going to be something that's strictly of the people, by the people, and for the people. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to do with no the way that organized things usually happen, where you follow a certain playbook and stuff. We're not doing none of that. We doing straight hardcore street level. You know what I'm saying? Boots on the ground type of change. That's how we're gonna do it. 'Cause that's all that really works at the end of the day. You get involved in these certain organizations, all they're gonna try to do is spin you, because at some point they be bought out by the people that run the stuff anyway, so they ain't gonna let you go but so far. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. But we gonna do it the old fashioned way, to where, you know what I'm saying, right down to the ground. No all in betweens. You want to act like that, we won't show up. That's what it comes down to. All the everything else in between is smokescreen. You know what I'm saying? It's smokescreen. Don't show up for somebody that's dependent on you. That's how you get somebody's goddamn attention. Gas is going up all crazy. If we all woke up tomorrow and said we ain't gonna drive nowhere, if you gotta not go to work, if you not gotta not go to school, if you not can't go to the grocery store, and said we not driving nowhere, I guarantee you the price of gas will drop over goddamn night. Trust when I tell you, the price of gas will go down immediately. But they keep everybody cornered because they know people depend on these services. So that's how it is. But I done rambled for way too goddamn long now at this point. Hit the goddamn like button if you just came up in here looking around. Before you dip, hit the button. You know what I'm saying? Don't cost you nothing to hit the button. Stop goddamn fronting. And shout out to everybody that came through. I appreciate it. That's about it, man. But yeah, Irv Gotti, I'm not trusting Irv Gotti. It seemed a little fishy. Like I said, if I'm wrong, then my bad. But the Joker seemed sketchy.